Hey guys, welcome to the homestead. So today we're going to talk about our Andersen Ultimate fifth wheel hitch. You guys have seen the installation video, I think, and maybe even a review. We're actually happy with it. It seems to work really well. It makes hooking up really easy. There's no question of whether your fifth wheel is engaged or not. You're not going to drop it on the rails. The one thing I did notice, so we were doing some work to the Dodge, putting a new body on, and I noticed that this bolt, which you use to torque it down, seems to be not threaded in a long ways. So what I noticed is, as unscrewing it to take the pin out, the thing fell apart, and it got me thinking, I don't think it's in there by a lot of threads. So what we're going to do today is, you guys are going to come along and help. We're actually going to take this out. I'm going to count how many turns it takes to make the piece fall out of the bottom of it, and then we're going to take it apart and we're going to put it back in that many turns, and we're going to see if we're getting full thread contact into the plate or not. And if we're not, we're going to go find us a new bolt. So first thing I'm going to do is loosen up the set screws on the back. I'll loosen them right all the way. Pull my pin out of my main pin. So then what I'm going to do here on this one, I could mark the bolt, but I think for disassembly, I'm just going to go half turns at a time. So I'm straight across the bed. So there's a half a turn, one turn, half a turn, two turns, 2.5, 3, 3.5. So about 3 3/4 turns. So just to be safe, I'm going to write 3.75 turns right there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get that piece out of there. And we're going to take this bolt. And we're going to see just how many threads it takes to get so that's started right there. So now I'm going to make a mark so I can tell how many turns I've made. There's a half, there's 1, half, 2, half, 3, half, 3/4. So if you look down in there, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I still have 2 or 3 threads left in that. Maybe even more than that. So I'm going to make a mark on this right here as well, just so we can get a better vision of what it's doing. So you can see that that's how many threads I have holding the camper in the truck going down the road. And I don't know if you can see down in there or not, but that plate is quite deep, probably like 3/4 of an inch. So I'm losing about 1/4 inch on my threads, and you can actually notice it's even a little worse than that. The way the holes are tapped in the top of that aluminum, the threads are sort of more ground down.
You could put it until it was all the way flush with the inside, and then make another mark, and then you could see exactly how much you're not getting.
Yeah. Like I say, I'm pretty sure it's about 1/4 inch, but although it doesn't want to turn any farther than that, so now I don't know. I have a feeling that maybe one of the times it's gone together, because it is so close to the end, we've maybe damaged the threads a little bit, which is a little disheartening. So yeah, I'm not sure where we're going with any of that at the moment, but you can see I'm really struggling to get that in there, and I still have a good solid 1/8 of an inch of thread showing. So I will probably get this thing in a vise and see what happens and go from there. We may end up having to do something like drill all this out and go do the next size up bolt and drill and tap this or something. But we'll bring you along as we figure out what we're doing to make this right, because we don't feel all warm and fuzzy with the few amounts of threads that are there. I don't know if it's because our fifth wheel ball is a little different elevation than, say, maybe a newer B&W or something. I don't know if it's the way this is designed. It just seems really bizarre to me that this bolt is as short as it is, with is, you know, much adjustability as you'd think it should have. So that's kind of an interesting issue that we're going to have to deal with. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a break here. We're going to come up with a solution, and we'll bring you guys right back when we have a solution. So we're back. I did clean this piece up, and the threads, the first 2 or 3 threads were a little, I don't want to say boogered up, but a little just deformed. I have a feeling that because this bolt was only in there part way, and you can see that it was worse before the old hole. With the new body, it's a little lower. So I have a feeling it was really close to just pulling the threads out in that last couple threads. But I put a little never seize on, the bolt ran right in and out good. And then what I did is I researched it. It's a grade 5 steel bolt, 5/8. So I went out my bolt bin, I found a grade 5, 5/8 steel bolt that is longer. So it will protrude all the way through. So that's how we're going to fix that. We are going to use a little never seize on that when we put it back together. I'm not going to bother to show you the installation video because you've already seen that. I just kind of want to bring you back and show you what we're doing for resolution. Still not 100% sold on this hitch. There's still things that make me nervous, so to say. There's a few horror stories on the internet of these hitches failing. Our camper's fairly small. I'm fairly confident that part's okay, but I'm not a real big fan of aluminum, the way this all works, you know, and repeated in and out of bolts in aluminum threads and everything. But it is what it is at the moment. It's what we have. Hitches are hard to find. We may keep our eyes open for a different hitch. The other issue we have is height. I've heard that complaint before about these, but our fifth wheel sits probably close to 10 inches above these bed rails, maybe even 12. It's just too high. We do have 2 more notches on our pin box, so we may actually go ahead and drop that pin box, or raise that pin box, I should say, to drop the camper down closer. They do make different variations of this. I don't know if this is the standard or if this is the low version. They make a low, a standard, and a high, and I don't know which version I have. The ball is all the way down though, so we're as low as we can go there. But anyway, we wanted to bring you back and show you that we were able to fix those threads, and we were able to find a longer bolt, and that's what we're going to do. So any questions on this hitch or what we're doing, or you know, what we, you know, any comments of what you don't like about it if you've used one, leave them down below. Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.